Graduated from Carlsbad. She went to Loyola Marymount University and studied communications and now works for CBS television company. My brother also went to Carlsbad High School. He graduated and went to the University of Oregon and studied Family Human Services and is now looking for a job to be a parole officer. So I kind of went with the bandwagon and I kind of wanted to continue the family legacy at Carlsbad. Also they had some things that I was more interested in. I kind of had this perspective that Sage Creek was strictly STEM, and to me that scared me because I'm not a mathematical person. So I chose Carlsbad. So things I did at Carlsbad, I was an honor student, best buddies, Green Club, freshman volleyball. Halfway through the year though, my parents kind of started noticing I was being a little bit different, being a little distant with myself, and that's just not who I am. So they kind of were looking into Sage Creek. They were kind of looking at other options because I wasn't being a go-getter like I usually was, and it was really affecting myself. So what happened, my parents had both realized, I think personally it was because some of my close friends that I've been friends with since kindergarten were choosing the wrong path. That's the path I wanted to avoid. They were getting into stuff, and I just found myself friendless almost. So it really affected me in school. The second one was a lot of the clubs at Carlsbad were well established by juniors and seniors. So I found it hard to get into something, to really be passionate about something, because it really isolated the juniors and seniors. That was basically what it was all about there. So they confirmed and picked me that I would be ending the Marshall legacy, and here I am. So a little bit about what I do here. I'm one of the 4 Bobcat champions. We represent the junior class at Sage Creek and almost Sage Creek as a whole. I am in 2 AP classes. I'm the captain of the varsity volleyball team. I had a club last year. It's called Bobcats for Africa. I'm a link crew leader, and I'm an ASB member. I'm the junior class secretary. So I do a lot, and I can really relate to those who are student athletes, to those who are in ASB, who want to participate. I do know that some of the things that maybe teachers are telling you, you're not perfect, and I totally understand that. And so I definitely think that some of the things that I can emphasize, I wrote things to you on. Just a little quick thing that I kind of noticed, a little tidbit about Carlsbad versus Sage Creek, to those of you who even noticed. I know you guys are all chose Sage Creek, so it doesn't really matter now, but just if you're curious. Carlsbad, I'm assuming we all know, they're on block system, so they have classes every other day. What I noticed being a freshman there, block system, it was so easy to procrastinate. You have your classes every other day, meaning you have 2 days to complete your homework. I always found myself completing my homework the night before, but I would forget everything that I would learn because I would wait that whole 24 hours. So I was like, what did he tell me? And I'd pull out my notes and it would just not make sense, because I would procrastinate, and I can totally admit that. So it was hard to retain the information. Opposed to Sage Creek, we're on trimester. So what I personally think, and I totally advocate, is you can't succeed here with procrastination. Kind of like what Mrs. Meyer said, you find yourself doing something else and you continue doing it and you lose track of your time. Here, you have your classes every single day. You learn the curriculum every single day. You have homework, loads of homework every single day. So you can't hold off until that 24 hours because it's due the next day. And I felt like it was easier to retain the information because, for example, in English, Ms. Myers would give a lesson and I would pull up, she would assign homework and I'd pull out my reading notes and I could follow along and I actually remembered, and then we would go over the next day and we would kind of refresh the first 5 minutes. So it really was retaining that information a lot better. Student life at Carlsbad, it's hard to make your statement. You're one of 1,000 there. I felt like I was one of a number, kind of like what I said. It was hard to make my statement. It's kind of revolved around the juniors and seniors. They want to get them to college. They really are pressing for them. And easy to fall off track, influenced, that's another story. Student life at Sage Creek, you don't go unnoticed. Consistently a role model. Consistently a role model mainly applies to the upperclassmen. I personally believe this year we have a lot of new freshmen coming, kind of like a little lost, don't really know what to do. They're new. I was totally lost when I went to Carlsbad. I was passing by people that looked like they were 40 and I was like really scared. So you need to be a role model. What we post on Instagram, I'm not going to get into this because I'm not your mother, but, you need to be a role model, not just upperclassmen, but even freshmen. You're a role model of the middle schoolers that are coming in next year. Upperclassmen, juniors, we're going to leave to college in someday, and you guys are going to be in this position. So you need to be learning this now. And you don't go unnoticed. That might just because we only have 3 classes this year, but you really don't. I see Mr. Brown every morning trying to remember everyone's name. He says first name and last name. So I definitely give a lot of teachers credit because you really are not just a number. So a little bit continued. Making friends can be really easy here. I guess anyone could say that, but I really do believe making friends can be easy here. There's so many different things you can get involved in. We're trying to push for so many different clubs. A lot of your passions can be expressed here, so you can just really try and find something. Make the most of your experience. You only have 4 years. My parents have always told me that don't peak in high school. High school is just a passing ground so you get to college. College is the place that determines your future, and high school is the place that determines which college you're getting into. So you got to kind of think about that. Teachers care about your future, get involved, and build seamless connections. I know that I love Miss Meyer. She was like my friend last year. I had Mr. Griesbach in second trimester, so maybe we'll make that connection. But yeah, I mean, the teachers really are your friend. They're really on your side. Not saying, a lot of our teachers this year came from Carlsbad, and they're awesome too. But I really felt more of the connection here. And they're not typical teachers, so we have that persona of a teacher, but they're really not. They dress up on Spirit Day, and ASB really appreciates that. Okay, so what was my personal epiphany? Sage Creek on trimester, coming from semester, coming from procrastination, coming from only caring about popularity and how good I was at volleyball. Now I'm going to go to play volleyball at Sage Creek, take AP courses, join Link Crew, join all these things, maintain grades, and have friends. It was definitely weird. So I had to make changes. Surprisingly, I got a 4.0 last year, so I was pretty proud about that. And it's continued to work throughout this year, so I'm pushing for that. Okay, so these are the things that some of them Ms. Nyers already picked up on, but these are what has helped me. I know every student kind of has their own thing that works for them. This is what helped me, it could help you. So my overarching theme is it's all about balance. I believe that balance is most important for students. So all of these kind of fall under it's all about balance. I have an example. Last year we had a huge project due in AP Euro. I don't know if any people are taking AP Euro. He gave it to us a month before. All of my friends were like, oh, we can just wait the week before, Google the answers, and we'll be done. But I kind of started realizing, well, he didn't give us it a month before for no reason. He gave it to us a month before because it took a month to do. And so when I was trying to cram it a week into it, I was like, why am I so stupid? Why did I listen to them? It took me a month. So, if you have some extra time, maybe your math teacher didn't assign you homework. Start pulling out that project. Start trying to get as much through as you can, because it really will help you. A weekend, and when everyone's trying to cram, you'll just be sitting back. Maybe you have a few more left to do. You'll really be grateful for yourself. Ms. Meyer already kind of talked about stay organized and use your planner. I definitely, I put everything in my planner. I even put when my friend's birthday party as my planner, because when you get to that week and you have a huge test that Monday and your friend's party is on Saturday, you need to have that time during that week to say, oh, I need to study because I'm not going to study on Saturday. I'm going to wear it with the party. So I use it for everything, like she said, even the calendar app. After school, use the library before practice or save some room for 1 trimester of off-roll. This mainly applies to student athletes about the after-school library, although it's open to everybody. Last year, I didn't have an off-roll, so I saw myself in the library every single day before practice. But sometimes it was kind of like my friends would go too, and I'd kind of fall off track, and we'd talk about all the gossip, and I'd always procrastinate. So this year I was like, okay, I'm going to do something different during volleyball season. I chose the off-roll, and I am in love with it, because I find myself worrying about one less test. Those student athletes, we have games every week. We have practices every day until 7. That's me. And so worrying about that one less test, having that one less homework assignment, it really does matter. And I feel like I see sometimes some of my friends and peers, they utilize their off-roll in the wrong way, kind of just to get out of school and just to go hang out and chill for an hour. And I mean, you could do that, but it's not helping yourself. If you use it for the right way, you use it during the time that you have, the time you're playing a sport, it really works. Make your high school experience the best. You only have 4 years. Especially being in ASB, we notice that a lot of the new upcoming freshmen kind of aren't really sure if it's cool to participate or not, but it really is. I mean, when we're gone, when our juniors are gone, even our juniors sometimes don't have that much spirit, and when our juniors are gone, you guys are what's left. So if you want to make the most of the experience, and that might just be because of the culture created on Sage Creek in the beginning, you know, everyone was not sure which way to go. We don't have football, we don't have all that stuff that really helps the spirit. We try and shoot it towards other things like basketball, like pep rallies. We really try and get our students pumped up, and when you guys, you know, you guys don't reciprocate, it's really hard for us. So I really advocate having spirit, and that's not just because I'm an ASU, that's because of everything. Make new friends, get involved, stay social. You know, when you just emphasize your academic life, it's really hard to be happy, I would think. I know that when I'm like in an upset mood, it's really hard for me to focus during a test. So, you know, being social, not worrying about the drama, like it's not going to work, it's not going to matter in a week from now. So, you know, just stay happy, have a lot of friends, stay social. It really will help your academic. Get into a habit. So this is the one thing that I really recommend that I've always had. It's a habit. So a habit that we probably all have is when we go to the bathroom, we do our business and we wipe and we wash our hands. That's a habit that we got into. So a habit that you guys can get into, that I have, is when I get home from school or from practice, I take a shower, I eat my dinner or eat a snack, and I do my homework. So it really is important to get into that habit. For the 5-day week that we have, the 2 days for the weekend, you may do whatever you want. You may do whatever habit you have, but as long as you have homework assigned the next day, you got to get into that habit. Train your brain. We all have bad days set aside for a quick nap. This is kind of what Mrs. Meyer said, to kind of decompress. I take a nap because if I don't, I'm very cranky, and if I don't, I'll find myself on Instagram or social media, and it just doesn't help me at all, because just doesn't help me. So I always set my alarm, and it really helps because I'm not as tired, I do better quality on my homework, and I even get a better night's sleep. Make a schedule, kind of like the planner thing, phone away during homework. Mrs. Meyer said, I kind of always find myself like going on Instagram and then like seeing something my friend posted and then going and texting my friend telling her how cute that picture was that she posted, and then going back, and it just like, it turns into 2 hours of social media when it really shouldn't be. So I really advocate, yes, putting your phone completely away, because just putting it next to you is not going to help. And then, like you said about bedtime, my bedtime's 10. I guess you can make a stretch to 10:30. One of my personal things is if I'm not in bed by 10, even if I still have homework left, and teachers may not want to hear this, but I just go to bed. Because if I didn't finish that homework assignment, that was my fault. That was my fault because I did poor time managing. I didn't manage my time earlier in the week. I didn't study for that test earlier, and I learned from my mistakes. So I found myself doing that a lot last year, and it really helped me, because then I was like, okay, I have all weekend to do all these fun extra things. I need to study, I want a 4.0, I want to go to USC, I need to like figure things out right now. So bedtime really helps me. And yeah, that's kind of my pearls of wisdom for you students.